It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Friday morning, the start of a fresh, brand new day. And it's time for us to take a look at our Friday Tech Roundup with our expert Theunis Jansen van Rensburg, where we look at some of the best stories from the past week in the world of science and technology. Great to have you here, sir.
Thank you for having me again.
I see you studied at the University of Paris.
I wish.
How dare you bring shame on our alma mater?
Oh, listen, we're talking all things tech, and I mean, I've noticed Google Maps, they're quite interesting, and they've now bringing out a feature that will potentially redirect you away from a crisis. Is that true?
That's right. So it's called SOS Alert. It's a feature that they've had for a while, but what they've added now is the functionality within Google Maps. Instead of just alerting you to some emergency or to some blockage in the roads coming up, it'll then immediately give you a route away from that.
I love that.
So imagine we've got some localized flooding from all this rain and you're trying to head to the south, then if there is some flooding somewhere up ahead, it'll not only alert you to that, but it'll immediately give you a route away from it. And I think that's a great feature to have.
I think that's awesome, because so often when you use Google Maps, you see the red, you see the maroon, you're like, oh my gosh, traffic's at a standstill there.
Yes.
But like, where else can I go? It's nice that it gives you an alternative route. And have you also noticed, I don't know when was the last time you used Google Maps, they now also tell you traffic camera ahead.
Right.
Oh.
So they're integrated with Waze. So they bought Waze a couple of years ago.
Oh, they did?
And now they're starting to integrate some of those things into Google Maps as well.
Because there was always that battle between which one is best, between Waze and Google. So now they're all essentially one.
Essentially, yes.
Oh my word. Okay. Well, an interesting partnership is also giving us insight into the future of smartphones, because apparently Samsung is teaming up with AMD to create something brand new. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I mean, the chips within a smartphone is quite significantly different to what you would expect to see in a laptop or a desktop, right? So yes, our smartphones are really, really powerful, but they're not on par with computers yet.
Yeah.
What's interesting about the cell phone architecture is your processor and the graphics processing is done on a single chip. So it's called SoC, System on a Chip. And what they've now done is Samsung is partnering with AMD, who's obviously very good at graphics processing and at normal processing. And they're going to build a new graphics unit within their own System on a Chip.
Oh, wow.
So this is going to be interesting because they want to bring the Radeon range, which is AMD's very strong graphical range, into smartphones. Yeah. So we can expect this partnership to be very interesting for us in the next couple of years to see if they can push graphics performance, and obviously this is for the gaming revolution within smartphones, to push graphics to where we find them on consoles or even some computers someday.
That's incredible.
But if I look at some Samsung screens now already, I'm like, how can you better this? Like, I can't wrap my mind around, because the quality's so great already.
Yeah, you've got the great quality screen, and now they're trying to push the graphics within those screens as well. I think it's going to be really exciting to see if this leads us to a place where phones and tablets could potentially replace your laptop.
Sure.
Wowzers.
It's incredible.
Wow.
I love it when we have tech talks like this, because it's always like it feels accessible. It's not something far-fetched. And I know that Amazon also recently launched something called Style Snap, and it's basically, they say, the Shazam for fashion.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting concept, right?
Like
So you go onto the app and you can either take a photo of some fashion that you like, or you could upload a screenshot even from something you saw on the web.
Yeah.
And then it can, on Amazon, with a click of a button, it kind of analyzes that photograph, and it can identify what exactly that is and whether or not they have it in store. Obviously, their fashion range is quite extensive on the online retailer. So, so I mean, it's a very interesting concept to, instead of having to go and find it and browse through all of their catalogs, it can directly to this piece of wear. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to get out that credit card. Essentially.
In fact, you guys don't know that I actually have the beta version of the app that I want to use on you. It says you must take off that top and put on your real alma mater sweater. Goodness, what is this?
Theunis, thank you so much for joining us this morning and bringing us this tech roundup on this Friday afternoon.
This man is not French.
And while they sort that out, it's
Theunis
also very
Jansen van
important.
Rensburg.
It's also very important. Yeah.